Hi everyone. It has been a while since I posted. That was not my intention. I had planned to post while I was on vacation. Unfortunately, I came down with a cold and actually lost my voice for a couple of days. You could probably still hear it in my voice. But I am home now and feeling better, and I wanted to show you what I ate on vacation this past week. So I was lucky enough to go to Hawaii last week. I actually flew out on February 1st and just got home this past Monday late in the evening. So my family, we are big Disney fans, and actually my parents, they are DVC members, which stands for Disney Vacation Club. And we had never been to Aulani, which is Disney's vacation club resort on Oahu. So we started the vacation there. I have a long flight, a long journey to get there. I flew to San Francisco first, met my mom there, and we flew to Oahu together. And my cousin actually lives on Oahu. She lives just a couple of blocks from Waikiki, the beach there. And so we met up with her, and her mom, my aunt, came to visit as well. My dad and my sister actually decided to stay home, so they can watch this and see the beautiful resort and the meals that we ate. For the first night, after a long travel day, we just made our way over to Ulu Cafe on Aulani's property. And this offers some prepared meals and then some quick service kind of grab and go items. And so my mom and I each got Asian chicken salads for this first night, and I wasn't able to eat the entire thing. Put a slide here with the estimated calories, and I am sorry that I failed to take a photo. That happened a couple more times on the trip, but overall, I think I did a pretty good job. I captured most of what we ate and drank on this trip. I should say also that I have never used AI, or ChatGPT is what I used in this case, with the recommendation of Losing It Grace. Thank you so much for your recommendation. You can either upload a photo of your meal or type in a description of it, which is what I ended up doing. So I typed in the description, and here we are again. So we've got Gus, and we've got actually little Evie is in my lap. So we are just all happy to be reunited over here. But as I was saying, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I typed in a description of each meal into ChatGPT, and that's how I got my estimates for the nutrition information for each of these meals. And then some of them, like snacks or drinks, had the information on the containers. So yeah, keep in mind, this is just a guesstimate. Also, I should say that I was not concerned about calories or anything during this trip. I was just in vacation mode, and I wanted to enjoy some things that I had been wanting to try, but I also was keeping protein and fiber in mind and trying to stay well hydrated. I didn't have room in my luggage to bring my big indulging bottle, so I wasn't having as much water or electrolytes, but you'll see as I show the photos different ways that I stayed hydrated during the trip. The very first morning, my mom went down to Ulu Cafe again, and she got these grab and go coconut chia puddings with berries. And these were so good, but I will say that both of us were so full after eating these for breakfast. I think we had breakfast around 7:30 or 8 in the morning, and we both, she didn't eat the whole thing, and I did, and I wished that I hadn't. I was so full. I think the amount of chia seeds in these just felt like they were expanding in my stomach. The estimate for these is 450 calories, 15 grams of fiber, and 8 grams of protein. And we were both full until dinner time, early dinner. We walked across the street. Across from Aulani is an area with restaurants and a market. Ate at a restaurant called Monkey Pod. I was craving a burger, so that's what I ended up getting. Just a simple cheeseburger with some pickled veggies on it. This was estimated to be 650 calories, 38 grams of protein, and 2 grams of fiber. The burger didn't come with any fries, and I didn't want them anyway, so this was perfect. We also went into it was called Island Marketplace. And this is a really good spot to get all kinds of things, souvenirs like t-shirts. They have a little like deli section, And I picked up one for each of us of these sweet potato malasadas. So they're like a little fried donut. And I saved this for the following morning. And oh my gosh, these were super, super good. So it was one of those things that I just wanted to try. Something that's more unique to the area that I'm visiting is always something that I like to try. One sweet potato malasada was 250 calories, 3 grams of protein, and 1 gram of fiber. But once again, this was really good, and I just wanted to try something that was unique to the area that I was visiting. And then for my actual breakfast that morning, we walked over to a restaurant called Off the Hook on Alani's property. And this has a really beautiful seating area that faces the beach. And I got avocado toast for my breakfast this morning on rustic sourdough, 600 calories, 15 grams of protein, grams of fiber. After our breakfast, we made our way to my cousin's place, so right near Waikiki Beach, saw where she lives, onto Lion Arboretum in Honolulu. And so this is just a beautiful garden with many trails that you can walk around. We didn't do all of them, but we walked around probably for an hour or two. Tropical plants that we definitely do not see here in Colorado. My phone started notifying me that my activity level was higher than normal. So we got a lot of steps in. I believe this day I had about 9,000 steps, which was great. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Tamara, and I should mention that I'm a horticulturist. So I was a big fan of visiting gardens, and I love to visit gardens wherever I go. So this was a great activity before we headed back to Waikiki. And we ate lunch at a place that overlooks the beach and Diamond Head. So for lunch, I had kalbi, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but I guess that's a style of cooking the chicken that's in kind of like a soy sauce. So it is higher sodium, but I had kalbi chicken tacos with taro and sweet potato chips. And these were excellent. ChatGPT estimated that these are 550 calories, 35 grams of protein, and 5 grams of fiber. So they had pickled cucumbers on them and a slaw, and they were just super tasty. So this was a really good meal. Once we were back at the resort, another thing I had been wanting to try in Hawaii was an acai bowl. And so if you're not familiar with these, the base is a blended frozen acai puree, and then they top it with bananas, berries, granola, a little honey, and then I asked for peanut butter with mine also. So I got a few little containers of creamy Jif peanut butter to eat along with it, and this was really good. The estimate on the calories for this was 550 calories, 10 grams of protein, and 8 grams of fiber. Then the following morning, I decided to shake things up a bit for breakfast. I really enjoyed the avocado toast, but I decided to have 2 eggs with 3 sausage links and some breakfast potatoes. And I definitely did not eat all of these potatoes. I ate probably less than half of them. I kind of picked out the smallest pieces and ate those. But the estimate for the calories on this was 550 calories, 27 grams of protein, and 3 grams of fiber. But honestly, this was like a little bit greasy for me. Though it did fuel me for the day, I decided not to get this again. This day, we decided to just enjoy the resort. We hung out at the pool. They have a lazy river that runs through the kind of center area of the property. They have several pools, actually. They have an adults only pool. They have an adult hot tub that is an infinity hot tub. So when you sit in it, you're looking straight at the ocean and it looks like it's kind of blending into the ocean, which was really cool. But the lazy river was a lot of fun. We tried out kind of pretty much all the pools and we just hung out and enjoyed the resort. Tried another thing that I had been wanting to try while there, which was Hawaiian shave ice. And so this, we got to choose 3 flavors and we decided to go all tropical, and we got banana, guava, and lychee. So this was super good. And I actually added on I think they call it snow cap, which they just drizzle sweetened condensed milk over the top. And you guys, this was so good. I'm still actually thinking about this now that I'm back home. In just a second, I gotta see what Evie's chewing on here. So anyway, yeah, this was really good. Obviously, nutritional value, not great. So This was estimated at 250 calories, 3 grams of protein, 1 gram of fiber, and I'm sure a boatload of sugar, which was super tasty. So a nice refreshing treat also. And then I was craving protein. My mom and I kind of hung out together on this day, and then we met up with my cousin and my aunt a couple of times to do lazy river and hot tub and things like that. But my mom and I shared just simple chicken tenders, a little kiosk right next to the shave iced one. So I can't remember the name of it offhand, but they basically had chicken tenders, or I think fried shrimp was the other option. There weren't a ton of options, but we just wanted something to share that would give us some protein. And this came with fries, and we didn't eat the fries. I probably had maybe like 5 or 6 fries, and then we just tossed the rest. So the estimate for this meal that we did share, the total was 700 calories, 30 grams of protein, and 5 grams of fiber. The whole day was probably also a bit of a non-scale victory for me because I wore a swimsuit that I haven't worn in years. And I was not self-conscious about it, really. I don't know, part of it's probably aging and like, just who cares? But also I just felt more comfortable in my swimsuit. It fit well. I had these kind of swim shorts with a skirt over them from a company called Kauai Bar. I think I got on Amazon years ago. Sent this photo to my friend. She was just like, oh my gosh. She was like, you're in the water. You're in your, like she was like, I'm so excited to see you enjoying the water again. And I think she just remembered me not wanting to go in the pool on trips and not wanting to wear my swimsuit and stuff like that. Thinking, she's right. This is like kind of a big deal. So my mom got this photo of me sitting in the infinity hot tub, looking out on the ocean, and this was probably my favorite spot in the entire resort. As you can see by this photo, I was the only one in the photo, so that was nice. So many chairs, so many different spots to relax. And so I did bring also my women's health magazine that I got at the airport, and this is a really good issue, so I was enjoying that, kind of lounging. And then also I got one of the Alani refillable mugs for our stay. Since we were there 4 nights, it was worth getting this mug that it's free refills your entire length of your stay. And so I believe it pays for itself after the 4th refill. So I was getting on average like 3 drinks a day. So it definitely paid for itself. Coffee in the mornings, and then I was getting like Coke Zero, or if it was later, I was getting something caffeine free like root beer later in the day. We're done enjoying the pool and everything. We actually decided to walk back to the market and the kind of shops area across the street. And out front of the lobby at Alani, they have ice water all the time available, and so each day we were grabbing this as well. And if you know Disney, you probably are familiar with hidden Mickeys, so we were enjoying the hidden Mickeys, and in this case, in this photo, the hidden Minnie that they had in the ice water, so that was a cute touch. But yeah, we filled up our waters, and then I wanted to get one of the Oahu Starbucks kind of You Are Here mugs, because I enjoy making lattes every morning at home, and I thought that would be a nice souvenir and make me think of our trip. Then we went back in the marketplace and just got some snacks to enjoy for dinner. So I got this bag of, the brand was Lesser Evil popcorn, and this was 110 calories for 2 cups of popcorn, 2 grams of protein, and 4 grams of fiber. So this was actually really tasty. Also got a strawberry yogurt parfait. So that was dinner along with the water that we had gotten out front of the lobby. And that was all we ate for the rest of the day. The following morning, we went back to our favorite spot, Off the Hook, and had our view of the ocean, eating our breakfast. I got the avocado toast again. So went back to that since that was really good, and just filled up my refillable mug with coffee. And this was our final day at Alani, and we actually flew over to Kauai this afternoon. So in the airport, before getting on the plane, I bought a coconut water, and I actually bought one of these in the San Francisco airport, a different brand, but this was kind of a common theme as well during the trip, was getting coconut water. It's really rich in electrolytes. And so this container has about 80 calories. So not too bad and good for getting some electrolytes in. And then on this flight with Hawaiian Airlines, inner island, they call these flights. So we went Oahu to Kauai. They gave us what we call POG juice. So if you're a Disney fan, they call it POG juice at like the Polynesian Resort at Disney World. But it stands for pineapple orange guava juice. And so they give us a little cup of this, and the estimate that ChatGPT gave me was 60 calories, and I'm sure a lot of sugar as well. And then we arrived at our resort in Kauai. A beautiful view here also. There was a cruise ship docked right nearby. We had our room upgraded to ocean view, which was really awesome. Wasn't feeling great. My cold was kind of progressing at this point, but we did enjoy some dinner at the grill downstairs. And I got a barbecue chicken flatbread with pineapple. And I was only able to eat half of this. And I actually saved the other half for breakfast the next morning and ate it cold the next morning, and it was perfect. So the estimate on calories for this was 500 calories with 27 grams of protein and 4 grams of fiber. If you've been to Hawaii, you know about the chickens. So we had some friends who joined us around dinner time, the little beggars. And we saw Mama with her babies, which was really cute. The hotel here did provide us with large bottles of water when we checked in, and they also gave us Lays, which was really nice. But we brought these waters with us the next day when we went to check out. It's called the Grand Canyon of Kauai, Waimea Canyon State Park. A major storm coming into the islands. It's supposed to be rainy kind of our entire time in Kauai. And so we lucked out that this day it was not rainy. And then the following day, it didn't really hit until the evening. We enjoyed several lookouts. And then after we had kind of done all of our sightseeing in that area, we headed back towards the hotel and just stopped at a Safeway, actually. And my mom and I shared one of the 2 packs of the ham and turkey sandwiches on Hawaiian pretzel bread. Shared that for lunch. And then I also got a grande vanilla sweet cream cold brew at the Starbucks in the Safeway. I meant for one sandwich, since we each had one, 315 calories, 20 grams of protein, and 1 gram of fiber. My vanilla sweet cream cold brew, 110 calories, 1 gram of protein, no fiber. And then after lunch, we headed over to Smith's Fern Grotto Tours. So it's a boat tour that you do on the river to go to this Fern Grotto. A nice little river cruise. It was a family kind of that led it, and they did some entertainment for us on the boat on the way there and back. And it was just really enjoyable. So I would recommend this if you ever go to Kauai. When we got back to the resort, we weren't super hungry, so we just popped into the little shop that was at the resort. And I got Nature's Bakery Raspberry Fig Bar and some trail mix. And then my mom got a Bear Bells protein bar, which I've always wanted to try these and never had. And so I had a couple of bites of hers. I have to say I'm not a fan. I didn't like this very much at all. I didn't like the texture or the flavor. Pretty much a fan of my Built Puff Bars still. But maybe there's another Bear Bells flavor that's better. So if you have tried these and there's a flavor you really like, let me know in the comments down below. 200 calories, 3 grams of protein, and 3 grams of fiber. And then for my trail mix, this actually, I just now finished this trail mix, this bag, today. So I definitely did not eat all of this. It wasn't a big bag. 150 calories, 5 grams of protein, and 2 grams of fiber in 3 tablespoons of the trail mix. So I probably only had, I don't know, about that much, maybe a little more that evening, along with my fig bar and a couple of bites of the Bear Bells protein bar, which was 200 calories, 20 grams of protein, and 3 grams of fiber in the entire bar. And the next day we headed out to Kauai Coffee Company to do some coffee tasting. And I got an amazing, it was called Caramel Mocha Decadence Latte. And decadence was a very good description. And I'm guessing it was around 400 calories and a lot of sugar. I don't know about protein, probably a little from the milk, but this was so good. So if you're there, this was a cool place to visit. They have the coffee plants growing all the way on their land, all the way to the ocean. They have a self-guided walking tour you can take, which we did. We walked around, saw some beautiful tropical plants, including these hibiscus. And then we continued on to visit one of the National Tropical Botanic Gardens sites, and we decided on McBride Garden. But on the way there, we decided to get some lunch, and I got the final thing that I had wanted to try while in Hawaii, which was a poke bowl. And I am sorry to say that this was quite a disappointment. And I think that I just didn't get lucky. I got a salmon poke bowl, and my cousin said that they're not normally really salty, but sometimes, you know, the not so good ones are. And this one was so salty. That's the only way I know how to describe it. But I got it with edamame as my side, and then some coconut water again to drink. And it was not good. It did have white rice, kind of they call it sushi rice at the base. So that was fine, that was good. But I had such a bad flavor in my mouth that once we got to the garden and to their kind of entry gift shop area, I bought a tiny little bag of these organic gummy bears just to try to get the flavor out of my mouth. And they worked very well, and they were very good. And they were approximately 70 calories for the little bag. We just had some more snacks for dinner. I don't have any photos of anything else for dinner, and I don't remember having anything else for dinner. So kind of finished up our snacks in the room and enjoyed some more Olympics that evening. The next day we were flying out. So we flew back to Oahu, and then from there, the next morning, we flew back to the mainland. So that next day we just got lunch quickly before going to the airport, and my mom and I shared fried rice with chicken, pork, and shrimp. And this was estimated at 400 calories, 20 grams of protein, and 2 grams of fiber. At the airport, I got another grande vanilla sweet cream cold brew from Starbucks. And then on the plane, they had a choice between water and juice, and this time I just got water. So it was this little cup of jungle rain, they called it. Also on the plane, I got this dark chocolate covered quinoa crisp. These are really good. This was a snack that was offered on almost all of our flights. So it was between this and stroopwafel and pretzels. And so I did have some pretzels on a couple of flights as well. So I think I did fairly well documenting what I ate, but I did miss a few photos. But then finally, when we flew back, we flew into San Francisco again, and I guess they were the host of the Super Bowl game, or somewhere in that area was, because the number of Seattle Seahawks fans in the airport when we were flying through was pretty crazy. But congratulations, Seattle fans. We didn't see one Patriots fan, so I guess none of them were wearing their gear. Sorry. But anyway, we had fish tacos as kind of our final meal of the trip in the airport before we flew back. And so that was my trip. I am getting my voice back. I'm feeling better, and I'm just enjoying going through all the photos. And I hope you enjoyed seeing them as well, and just seeing the different things that we found to eat. I was excited to be able to try some things I had been wanting to try, like the acai bowls, poke bowl. I can say I tried it, and someday I feel like I need to try it again at a different place. That was our trip, and I hope you enjoyed joining me for this little look back. And until next time, let's keep moving forward together. Take care, friends.